Unexpected winners of the AI boom. Should SoundHound be in that category? George Tsilis, our senior markets correspondent, taking a look at the old school early, really the first mover of music identification that I guess does kind of fit into this, George. I mean, you know, we're making all these big breakthroughs with this AI stuff on music. SoundHound's probably, I guess, going to be able to work that into their product or what?
Well, I think so. I mean, it's all interesting technologies. I'm learning as we go, also, OJ. But SoundHound is essentially, AI-based music, but also independent voice-activated artificial intelligence, things like text, speech-to-text recognition, which again is all part of this enhanced productivity that artificial intelligence is essentially bringing to the marketplace, to society, for that matter. But it's been an interesting company, to say the least. I mean, if you look at the stock, it essentially over the last 3 years has increased by 4x. And in fact, most of it's actually been this last year, considering the stock IPO'd back in April of 2022. Overall, it's been one of these sort of smaller cap names, or it was a smaller cap name, that's associated with artificial intelligence. And it's gotten a boost, especially in the past 35 to 40 days or so, because of Nvidia. Nvidia actually took a small stake in the company, about 4 million shares, 4 million, forgive me, dollars. So it's actually a small amount considering the market cap of around $2.5 billion. But at the same time, SoftBank declared also an ownership stake of 1.1 million shares. Now, that's a lot of shares, but if you look at the stock price and, of course, the number of shares, which is around 255 million, it's a small stake for SoftBank. So nonetheless, there's obviously some institutional interest in this particular name. And there's also some fundamentals that back it. If you do consider that the company's growth rates in the last year, and if you go back last quarter, it was about 85% year over year. For the full year of 2023, they generated growth of around 49%, with the estimates still growing around 40% on a forward basis. But the market capitalization has increased significantly to about $2.5 billion. And again, last year's sales total was about 45 million. So one, it's an interesting company. I think their technology is going to be in high demand. You have to think about competition. Amazon, Google is a couple of competitors in this particular space. But the company itself is also not profitable on an adjusted basis as well. They lost 91 million on about 45 million in sales last year. So it's about 2 times sales, but they do have about 95 million in cash. And effectively, what I did also is a lot of times you want to look at institutional ownership and insider ownership. What I found that was actually interesting and actually quite good is that insiders only own about 20%. If it was a lot higher than that, I'd be a little bit more suspicious. Institutions have about 23%. So about 57% of the float is owned by retail. And retail, as we know, is quite fickle if stock prices tend to move in either direction. In other words, they'll bid it up quite aggressively, but also at the same time, they'll all run to the exit if we start to see a sell-off.
Okay. Yeah, this one is tricky for me because I absolutely sympathize with the notion of the audio AI as being one of the earliest areas for efficiencies, adoption. I've been a big voice-to-text guy for like 6-7 years, to somewhat of the chagrin of my text recipients. But also just the way I use my phone. And I've always found it to be low-hanging fruit. And it seems even places like Apple have fallen way behind. So if SoundHound can find a way to take their existing tech and adapt it, I mean, who knows what they might be able to sell into or product to create, because they should be pretty established already on a lot of their technology.
Well, yeah, I think the technology is going to become ubiquitous at the end of the day.
Right.
The question is,
but right now,
looking at
not.
price.
So if they got something extra good, we may sell it to Apple, an app or something, because now Apple's got to use Alphabet because they can't even do it as well.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, I mean, interesting enough, everyone's going after Apple because they don't have their own AI, but my suggestion is they don't need it. They can actually, because of their ecosystem, adopt multiple suppliers of AI technologies within their app ecosystem. So maybe that's the strategy they're taking. I can't say for sure, but again, they could certainly adopt technology, voice recognition-based technologies that SoundHound offers. I'm not saying it's going to be the case. I'm just speculating. But I think the situation for the company itself is there's been a massive, obviously, inflation in the underlying stock price. You know, the market cap was less than $500 million not too long ago. Now it's $2.5 billion. Questions are, is it getting a little ahead of itself on a contingency basis, contingent upon their earnings, which they're still expected to lose about 37 cents for this year and about 20 cents going into 2025. So that's something you have to keep in mind. But the other thing is, from a technical standpoint, you know, looking at the weekly chart, you know, it broke out of the July level, which was around 5. So when there's a breakout, I usually look for, you know, that market measured move, which is about that distance from 0 to 5, 5 to 10. It hit 10, and it seemed to stop at that level.
Okay. All right. Interesting move. It's a dramatic one for sure. Thanks, George Tsilis. I think there's some real connections here into what's happening. So we'll see what kind of products they come up with. Appreciate it, GT.